CP4 failure is in every 6.7 Powerstroke owner's worst nightmare. But what is the best way to turn this bad dream into a good dream? Well, that is by installing a DCR pump. What this does is eliminate the unreliable CP4 pump and replaces it with a more reliable DCR pump made by S&S Diesel. The reason the DCR is more reliable than the CP4 is because it uses pressure lubricated cam and bushings, which significantly reduces friction and wear. The DCR is also made with more heavy-duty, corrosion-resistant components, making it last longer than the CP4 pump. It also outflows the CP4 pump by over 25%, making it able to hold rail pressure better and also allowing for a better overall driving truck. So today, that is what we will be installing on this customer's truck and then driving it to see the final result.
In front of me is the DCR conversion for the 6.7 Powerstroke. This is going to convert the CP4 pump to a DCR pump. The reason that you want to do this is because it is a more reliable option than the CP4 pump, which tends to grenade on a lot of customers, sending metal through the entire system, eating up your injectors, and then you're going to have to drop the fuel tank and clean the fuel system, and it's a big job overall. Just a nightmare for the 6.7 Powerstrokes. This is going to avoid that exact issue. We have got the cab in the air right now on the 6.7 Powerstroke because we were doing an exhaust manifold, and while we were already there, we already recommended the customer, hey, we're going to be there, let's just go ahead and throw this pump on there. So he got a hell of a deal on this pump. We barely even charged him any labor for it because he's saving money with the cab in the air. We're going to install this pump today, and then we're going to fire up the truck for you. We also decided to recommend this customer a Banks cold air intake. This is the best, hands down, the best cold air intake on the market for any Powerstroke. In my opinion, they just do so much testing. That's going to also be going on this customer's truck. It's the Banks Ram Air cold air intake. So you're going to hopefully get 26% more airflow. That's what they're marketing on their website. We're going to go ahead and get the pump open here. Let's go ahead and unbox it. So it comes with new lines here, new fuel lines. This is the actual pump inside of this. Here it is, guys. This is the S&S Motorsports DCR conversion right there. That's it in all of its glory. So we're going to put this pump on. We're going to set the cab back down. We're going to put the cold air intake on, and then we're going to go ahead, fire it up for you guys. So we pulled his fuel control actuator, and everything looks good on top of the CP4 pump. So after we pulled this out of the CP4 pump, it looks fine. We also pulled his fuel pressure regulator on the rail of his 6.7, and everything seemed good there. So we should be good to go with the S&S DCR conversion, and there should be no metal contaminants in his fuel system. We are going to put this actual S&S DCR in there. This is kind of the main differences though. As you can see, CP4 is a lot different shaped than the S&S DCR. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull everything, all these plastic pieces off the DCR, and we're gonna go ahead and go in with it. Mainly what you want to check on the CP4 pump for CP4 failure is this fuel control actuator on top of the CP4 pump, and that'll actually tell you if there's metal shavings on this. Odds are probably not going to run for very much longer until you start getting metal shavings in your injectors and everything else. So this is a CP4 pump that came off of this customer's truck, and I wanted to stop the video here to tell you guys how you guys can extend the life of this pump, because I know a lot of you guys out there can't afford, you know, a $2,000 DCR pump, and instead you want to try to extend the life out of this pump so that way you can get the most out of your 6.7 Powerstroke, and that is where this comes into play. This is DFC Lubricity by BG Products. This is actually one of the best lubricities for this CP4 pump. I run it on my 6.7 Powerstroke, and I have over 200,000 miles on the original CP4 pump using this exact lubricity right here. So I wanted to stop the video just to say that, because I know a lot of you guys out there don't have the money to put a disaster kit on there, to put a DCR pump on there, and instead you guys can just run this bottle right here. This exact bottle is $17.99 on my website. It's in the description down below. We don't make a ton of money on it. It's just something that I recommend because we've seen personally here at my automotive shop that it works. From personal experience, like I said, I run this every single tank. This little bottle right here gets you 8 tanks. So if you guys were to do the math on that, you'd get about 3,000 to 4,000 miles out of this one little bottle, or 8 tanks of diesel. So it's definitely worth the investment. For $17.99, I believe it's about $2 to $3 per tank. This little bottle right here can save you up to $10,000 to $12,000 if you guys just spend the little investment to get this bottle. It makes a big difference when extending the life of this pump. So if you guys want to get this, you guys can in the description down below. So we're back with this 2015 6.7 Powerstroke, and we just installed the DCR pump on it. This truck got a lot more stuff as well as the DCR pump. He got a Banks ram air intake. If you walk over here, you can see the Banks ram air intake. The good thing about this is it is an enclosed box. It's gonna keep all that hot air from the engine bay out and get more of the colder, more dense air that a diesel engine likes. That is why we put a Banks ram air intake in there, is because they also run months and months and months and years of testing on their products. So they don't just throw a product out there without doing some sort of testing. That's why we throw Banks in there. He also did some S&B cab mounts. S&B cab mounts are hands down one of the best that we've seen at our shop. It just rides super smooth. He also got some Bilstein 5100 shocks and a bunch of other stuff that this truck really needed. Came in here saying, just get this truck back to where it's gonna be super reliable. So we did just that for him. We put a DCR pump in there. We got all the stuff that he needed. Did basically the works for this customer. Now he's ready to go back on the road. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fire it up with the new DCR pump in there, show you guys how it drives, drive it for a little bit on the road, and then just basically go about driving it and showing you guys how it starts up. So let's go ahead and start it up for y'all. So we're gonna come into here, we're gonna start it up right now and show you guys how good it starts basically. It starts up super quick. Starts up just as fast as your stock CB4. Starts up super good. Now what I'm gonna do is go drive it. The truck's running great right now. Shouldn't ever need any more work in the future on it. Should go for about another 250,000 miles. It has 250,000 on it right now. Let's go ahead and go drive it and show you guys how it drives. Putting it in gear here. Before we had a ton of driving noises, we could hear the cab mounts popping, we could hear the shocks. It was a super rough ride. Another reason that he came in was for, he had some death wobble before, so we looked at the truck. So his four-wheel drive actuators were toast. We also replaced those as well. That's to lock the hubs outside of the truck. What happened was he locked the hubs and left them locked for a very long time, and it ate up those actuators. So now we're driving it right now for the first time. Here we go, let's show you all guys that 6.7 Powerstroke power. Half throttle right now, guys. That's half throttle. 70 miles an hour. So a lot of times customers will also tell us like, hey, just, you know, give her the beans here and see if she rips, because if she breaks on us, then we're going in and fixing it, you know what I mean? That's also what the customer's gonna do, so we try to mimic what the customer does, and if they're gonna rip on it, we try to rip on it. It came in with a low fuel rail pressure, so we thought, you know, it might be a CP4, but after a little bit further diagnosis, we realized he didn't tighten up the fuel filter all the way. These trucks, they're super sensitive down there. It was a crank no start when it first came in, and then got it all fixed up. So we're gonna get a little bit more horsepower as well out of the DCR pump versus a CP4 pump, and it rides a whole lot better too, guys. Like, it just rides so much smoother. Earlier before, it was like almost wanting to go into a death wobble. It was super rough. Now it rides like a dream. From a standstill. Quarter throttle, half throttle. Trying to compare it to my 6.7 Powerstroke stock. I'm trying to compare it to that, and it is way faster than, and just way more responsive and overall better driving, riding truck than my 6.7 Powerstroke is. So that is the benefits of doing a DCR conversion on it. Transmission shifting great too. Like, there's no problem with the transmission whatsoever. Builds boost, great. No problems with build and boost. I'm pumped. This guy's gonna have a good time with this truck, and this guy should be good to go for the next 500,000 miles, like I said. If you guys want to get this exact DCR pump put on your 6.7 Powerstroke, save yourself from a disaster, save yourself from that CP4 failure, then you guys can give us a call at the number on the screen, and we can get you guys taken care of for the DCR pump. You can call us for pricing, and we'll let you guys know price over the phone in less than 5 minutes.